Alright, back again, Luke here, and today what I wanted to do is show you a cool little add-on here for the Famicom that many of you probably have never seen before or never even heard of. Now, the Famicom did come out with a lot of cool add-ons, one of those being the disk system. Also, it came out with Famicom Basic, which was kind of like PC interface, came with a keyboard, and there was even a karaoke add-on for the Famicom. Well, one add-on that seems to be very difficult to find a lot of information about, and really hard to find in general, is this one here. This is the Famicom Game Repeater. It's made by Hori, and what this does is it allows you to record your gameplay, much as we probably all did back in the day with our NES hooked up to our VCR. When you had a game that you really wanted to show off, or a part where you really thought you did really well on, you would probably, you know, if you were anything like me, you would probably just hook it up to your VCR and record it and then show it off to your friends later on VHS tape. Well, what this thing does is basically the same thing. Only one step cooler. It saves the information on the unit itself and allows you to repeat it just from here. Unfortunately, after you unplug the machine, it won't allow you to see the data anymore. It just erases it. But if you do have an extra add-on here, like a different recorder, like a VHS recorder or something like that, you can plug it in here to the output on the side here, and you can record it permanently. Now, this game repeater here, when I got it, it didn't come with any instructions, it didn't come with a box, and basically trying to get this thing to work was a lot of trial and error. And luckily I was able to get this thing to work, and today I'm going to try and show you this thing in action here. Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't have any instructions to go by, so all of it was just off of trial and error. And if anybody does have a game repeater laying around and they do have the instructions for it and any added information, that'd be great. Just leave the comments and add it to this video. It would definitely be helpful for those who have this unit here. Now, this thing does have a couple of different buttons on it. It has your standby button, stop, record, repeat. Also has a start button here. And on the side you have a save button, you have load, and you have a verify button. Also in the front here you have a controller port for the external controllers, one of them made by Hori, and you can find another one made by Hudson. And it has the controller out on the back here. Now, what's interesting about this unit is, unfortunately, it will only work with an original Famicom. It won't work with the Famicom 2s or the second-gen Famicoms because of this port here. What you'll do with this is you'll just slide it in to your Fami and make sure it's in there all the way. And you'll notice on the side here it has an AC cord that will actually plug into the back of your Famicom, where the original AC adapter will plug in. And with your AC adapter for the Famicom, you're going to plug that into the side here of the game repeater. And finally, what you're going to need is you're going to need either a Hudson controller or you're going to need a Hori controller. Unfortunately, if you don't have one of these controllers here, it's not going to record the game footage. Because none of the controllers here that are originally attached to the Famicom are attached to the unit itself, it just doesn't recognize these controllers at all. So, you'll need to get yourself an extra controller here. And plug that in. Now, what we do have in here, we have Gradius, and I'm going to try and show you as best as I can. Unfortunately, I'm going to be doing this with one hand because I got to hold the camera to show you. As far as the controls here go, how to make this thing record and how to make this thing repeat, this is going to be a little bit tricky, and hopefully I can explain it well enough that everyone will be able to understand. When you first want to record, what you're going to do is you're going to put your two buttons over here. You're going to put one on standby, and you're going to put the other one on record. And you're going to turn on your Famicom. Now, once you turn on your Famicom, it's going to go up to the title screen, and then you're going to hit the start button. Now, unfortunately, when you hit the start button, it's not going to just start flashing. You're not going to get any indication here that it's recording. What it's going to do, on the other hand, is it's going to reset the console. And even though it resets the console, from that time, what it's going to do is it's going to start recording. So, as soon as you press start, you're basically recording. With every button that you press on this controller here, it's going to record it inside this device. When you want to stop recording, what you're going to do is you're going to push this button down to stop, and you're going to press save. Well, unfortunately, I'm pressing it right now. There's nothing to save. But you're going to press save on here. And once the save goes out, once the light goes out, what you're going to do in order to play it, to actually see the footage that you've done, is you're going to go back down to stop, and you're going to press load. Now, the load light's going to stay on for a little while, and then it's going to blink and it's going to fade out. After the light fades out, you're going to switch this back up to standby. You're going to flip the other switch down to repeat, and you're going to hit start, and you'll be able to see your footage. Now, it's a pretty complex way of doing this. The reason why you have to put this one down to stop is because when you put this one down to stop here, it lights up everything on the save and load. If you have it on standby, none of these lights will come on. And unfortunately, when you go to replay it, if you don't have it on repeat, it's not going to repeat it. So, a little bit tricky here, but let's see if we can't get this thing to work. So first we're going to leave this on standby, record, and we're going to turn this beast on. Alright, here we got Gradius. So what we're going to do down here is, like I said, we're going to press our start button, and you're going to notice it'll look like somebody has hit the reset button. Okay, so from this point on, you're going to see how bad the gameplay is going to be here, especially with one hand. But we'll try our best here. See what we can do. I don't know how good this is going to be. This thing really is a cool little device, and it's definitely something you should have in your collection if you're a collector. Okay, so that's where we died. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to stop. We're going to pause our game, and we're going to hit save. Now the save light's going to come on here, and it'll eventually fade out. Alright, now we're going to hit our load button, and as you can see, the game is still saved here. It's paused right there. And once our load light starts flashing and goes out, might take a few minutes actually, well, a few seconds in order for this load light to go out. It'll start flashing, and then once it starts, or once it stops flashing, then you'll be all set. There we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to flip our switch back up to standby. We're going to flip this one down to repeat, and we're going to put our controller here, and we're going to watch how bad that gameplay was just after we hit the start button. So, here we go. So, there we go. And that's our saved footage right there. And it does save it, and it does repeat it. It's an interesting device nonetheless, and definitely it's worth having in your collection if you're a collector. But just want to show you a little bit of the game repeater here and how this thing works, and like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching.